was the big break for you? Was it Married with Children, essentially? Or
Well, I went to New York from Youngstown, and I was doing a lot of theater. And I did Broadway, off-Broadway, regional theaters, and so forth. And I was doing a play at Hartford Stage called Mice and Men, which is not a comedy, by the way. And I was playing Lenny, which is the retarded fella. I guess that's the best way to put it. And then a casting director from L.A. was visiting his aunt, went to the show, and then liked the play, liked me, and then a year later they're casting Married with Children, and they can't get the Bundy guy. And this guy's name was Hirschfeld, and he said, you know, guys, you're going to think I'm nuts, but I saw an actor a year ago in a drama that I think he could do this, and they almost fired him. And I happened to be out there at the time for a failed pilot, and they called me in. I was playing handball at the Hollywood Y, and I showed up with my glove with the bag, my bag with the gloves hanging all of it, and it was Levitt and Moyer. What the hell is that? And so we started talking in the office, and then they had me audition. They said, would you mind reading? And I said, no, that's what I do all the time. And I saw the guy as my uncle, one of my uncles.
Al Bundy, you're saying?
Yeah, he was like, and the guy was a judge, but he reminded me of this guy. And what I mean is, I guess apparently most of the guys that read for it were doing it like Jackie Gleason in The Honeymooners, you know, yelling and mad. Well, my uncle was like resigned. You know, life was going to be bad.
Resigned, I love it.
So, you know, we'd be like, he'd get home from work and he'd come in the house and my aunt, his wife, would say, Joe, I ran over the dog in the driveway today, he's dead. And Joe would say, what's for dinner? So it was sort of like that, right? That's how I read it, and they had not heard that tact, you know.
Interpretation.
No, they had not heard that. And they went, well, that's kind of funny. And anyway, long story short, that's what happened. And I get on that.
And then you got the gig. So in a way, Al Bundy is born out of Lenny of Mice and Men, in a way.
And the other thing too, when the guy running things for Fox at that time, Barry Diller.
Yes, I've heard of him.
Apparently, and I think the story is true, when they auditioned Katie and I together, then they have a meeting. You know, they do the meetings.
Sure.
And Diller said, "You want my opinion? You got the gal. You can do a hell of a lot better for the guy." And they were a week before shooting. And then Levitt and Moy said, we kind of like him. You know, Barry, you know, this guy was powerful. We kind of like him. Your funeral.
Your funeral.
That's how I got into it.
Hey.
And then much later, I did a movie called Dutch, and he was involved in that, and he said, you know, I made a mistake about you.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.